Hi there, my name's Derek, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Dice Trucking, a game of rolling dice, building ships, and delivering goods in space for 1 to 5 players. Let's start off by giving each person their own sheet, a writing utensil, and 5 dice, ideally of 2 different colors if you can. So to start off, you're going to decide if you want the casual strategy or the veteran driver strategy. If you're a seasoned veteran driver, you're familiar with the game, you can, of course, play real time, where every time you do a build phase, you're rolling dice for adding parts to your ship, then it's timed. For new players, though, that's really tough because you're not familiar with the parts. So for the sake of the video, we're actually going to do the easy mode, the casual driver mode of rolling a set number of times. Alrighty. Now, before we start drawing, I'm going to go over the parts of the ship really quick, and then we'll get into it. Basically, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to run you through how to play the game. Not just telling you, but we're actually going to go through playing the game. But to start off, let's talk about the components that you're adding. You've already got this crew quarter in the middle, and these crew are great. They're very important for adding upgrades to your ship throughout the game, but also crew is how you pay for adding cargo to your ship. So first component also is going to be shield. It's basically a D that faces, the big dome faces into 2 sides, and those are actually the 2 sides that it protects. The problem with shields, even though they do cover 2 sides at a time, is once they're used, they're gone. You cross them out and that's it. They are absolutely gone. And every time you take a component and you cross it out, either because you use it up like the shield, or it gets blown off by taking damage, that is a dead spot on your sheet. Anything that was connected to that is not connected to anything else is gone. Let alone the fact that as you're adding components to the sheet, that's a dead spot, a hole that you've got to work around. You'll see it as we go along. It can be pretty frustrating if you're not planning well. Second component, cargo hold. It's a little plus sign there in the middle of a box, and you add cargo, and when you get the opportunity, by drawing circles around it. So a cargo hold can hold 4 cargo max. Lasers, just like the shields, it's got the circle with the arrow showing that it can change directions. You can write it in facing any direction. The problem with lasers is the very next space has to be left open. They need room to operate. That way you don't activate your lasers and blow a component off your ship. Then you've got engines, which have basically the same rule, except engines can only face to the right, and the space behind them has to be left open so that, yet again, you activate your engines, you don't burn something off of the ship. Next, you've got batteries. Those are number 5. It's just a big cross in a big X in your space, and you will use these for re-rolls during the race, during movement. You can also use them to activate shields and activate lasers. And the way that you use batteries is by crossing out one of the triangles for everything that you're trying to activate. And then finally, we have the crew, number 6, which we've already gone over here. So those are the different components. Let's go ahead and get into this. You're actually going to start by by adding a cargo hold and an engine to your ship. Before you ever roll, everybody gets to add a cargo hold and an engine anywhere they want. The only thing to keep in mind is anytime you add components, they have to be touching a side. They cannot be diagonally adjacent. They have to have an entire side that touches, which should make sense considering we're just cobbling parts together to make our ship. So for cargo hold, I'm going to make this really easy for you guys. You can do this any way that you want. You can stick your cargo hold out in front as kind of a shield for your cargo. You can stick your engine up on the side, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do it this way to make it real quick and easy. Cargo hold, engine, and now I've got this big open spot behind it that I can't build anything into, but I'll show you a little workaround that I'd like to use for that. All right, let's go and get started. As I said, we're doing the casual mode, which means for building our ship, we're going to be doing 3 rolls of 3 dice. So I've got my 3 dice. We're going to throw it in there. And I've got a 3, 4, and a 5, which is comical and a little bit stupid. Laser engines and batteries. They're far worse things in the world. I'm going to go ahead and throw my battery here so that I can throw my engine here. And that laser, One thing I've recently started enjoying doing is sticking my lasers next to my engines, since they have a similar problem of needing to keep an open space. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and throw a laser toward the back, which will give me the same problem as an engine. So that'll work. That'll be cool. Next one, 6, 6, and 2. I actually like getting extra crew and extra cargo holds because that makes it easier to pay for that cargo that I want and upgrades. But if, say, I really didn't like this roll, if I absolutely hated this, I didn't want any of those, you can throw away all 3 dice to add one part, one of any part to your ship. And that goes for your build phase, but also upgrades, which we'll get into a little bit. Just keep in mind, upgrades work exactly the same as build, just the number of rolls is the only thing that changes. All right, so 2, 6, 6. Cargo and lots of crew. Let's go ahead and spread out the crew a little bit. I like to use them to hold my stuff together. I said 2 crew. So we'll go ahead and do this. Also, you'll notice I am cheating wildly on drawing my crew just because I want to get through this quickly for you. Now we get down to that last roll. 2, 3, and 5 is pretty good. 2, 3, 5. I'm not worried about the laser. I really need shields. Holy smokes, I haven't drawn any shields. And then lasers. I am gonna throw this away. I don't know if I want engines or shields. The problem is the shields are one-time use. That's gonna be gone if I do just one shield. But an engines are huge because when you finally start racing, when you finally start moving, you're rolling dice equal number of engines you have. So I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna go ahead and take an extra engine. I'm gonna throw these away. I'm gonna get an engine so that at least I can roll 3 dice and have a little bit more control over where I'm going. All right, that's it. I got my build phase. We are good to go. I'm gonna start racing now. For a multiplayer game, you would all be racing. You take each of your turns together. For a solitaire game, you can just go on your own. It doesn't matter. But real quick, let's go over the map. Let's talk about the map. I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit to make this easier to see. That's pretty good. Let's move over. That way, we're referring to the front. Okay. So these are hazards, and this is information you're going to be doing when you things you're going to encounter while you're racing. These little clouds here, these fields, all this stuff, those are asteroid clouds, and is what the rules call them. It's a cluster of little asteroids. And every time you have a hazard like this, like the asteroid clouds, the giant asteroids, they've got a direction that they're coming from. These 3 are all coming from behind you. This giant asteroid is coming from the front. This one's coming from the top down. Every time you see a hazard, just look to the edge of the map and you'll see the direction it's coming from. Asteroid clouds are small, as I said, and it's a whole bunch of them. So you have to defend against those with shields. And the way you do that is when you drive over them during the race part, you have to cross out a shield that is facing that direction and cross out a battery to activate that shield. Not the entire 4-cell battery, just one of the cells in the battery, and boom, you're done. You got it. Or you're safely through. The giant asteroids, these stinkers, they are, because they're so big, they will just destroy your shield. So instead, you have to activate your lasers to destroy those. You have to have a laser that's facing the correct direction, which if you remember, my laser's facing backwards, so I'd be in trouble here. You have to have a laser facing the right direction, pay a battery cell to activate that laser, and then boom, you blow it up, and you move on through nice and easy. These little stinkers are space raiders. They're essentially pirates, and those, instead of having a direction, have a strength and the number of cargo that they're taking. So I would have to have 2 lasers and obviously 2 battery cells to power them in order to stop these raiders if I ran into them. Then, if I did not stop them, they would take 1 cargo from me. Make sense? All right. Those are the hazards. You've got to have lasers, you've got to have shields, you've got to have batteries to pay for those things. Otherwise, you're going to be taking damage. Really quick, I will cover the other two elements of the map, and then we'll zoom back out so I can tell you how you take damage. So these right here, these are space stations. You're going to have these all over the map, including Checkpoint Alpha, and later on you'll see Checkpoint Bravo are both space stations as well. When you encounter a space station, you stop movement, all movement, no matter how many extra spaces you would have gone, you completely stop, and you get a free upgrade step. As I said, the upgrade works just like the build. You take 3 dice, you roll them, and you can add those parts straight to your ship, or throw away all 3 of those dice to add any one component. But the nice thing about upgrades is you can pay for 2 additional upgrades. And the way that you pay is by paying a crew member and then rolling 3 more dice. Pay a crew member, roll 3 more dice. So you can get a total of 3 upgrades at a space station. The first one being free, the second 2 being you've got to pay crew. Now the next thing, the final element of the map, are these round things, these planets. Again, you're going to stop all movement when you encounter them. You just stop where you are, no matter how many extra movement spaces you have, and you can pay crew members to gain cargo. Now, the conversion rate's a little bit wonky. It's 1 crew member per cargo item. So even though your cargo hold will hold 4 pieces, you can only collect 3 at a time from each planet. All right, I hope that makes sense. Let's back up a little bit. Let's get the map back in, and then we'll zoom back in on the map. Sorry I went out a little too far for you. Let's go back in. My phone's arguing with me. There we go. Too far. I absolutely hate doing this on camera, but I needed to get in to show you the map, and now we're back out. Okay, so if you encounter a hazard, you don't have the shields to cover it, or you don't have lasers, whatever the problem is, you encounter a hazard, you can't take care of it, it's gonna wreck your ship. What you do is take 2 dice, and you're gonna roll them, trying to find the coordinates. If the component came at you from the top or the bottom, you're going to be lining up on this row. If it came to you from the front or the back, you're going to be lining up on this side. Now, when you roll, you are trying to simply get any 2 numbers on the side that you're looking for. Like say, we ran across that giant asteroid from the front, so I need to line up with anything on this wall. I roll the 3 and 3. Cool, we have a 3 and a 3. It's going to come down this lane and hit the very first thing that it encounters. If it had been this giant asteroid, nope, that's a planet. If it had been this asteroid cloud and come at us from behind, I didn't have shields for it. If I had rolled the 3 and 3, then it would have come this direction and taken out an engine. So I hope that makes sense. It's pretty straightforward. Just roll until you get numbers. If I had rolled anything else, including like a 5 and 6, is simply not on the list. If I had rolled a 1 and a 1, it's the wrong direction, so I need to roll again. If, say, I was rolling for this direction and I had rolled a 2-4, then it's a valid roll because it is one of the coordinates that I'm worried about, but it would have flown wide of me and missed me, and that's totally fine. That's actually what I really, really hope for every time I come across a hazard that I can't defend against. Anyway, that's it. That's how the map works, and let's go ahead and get into the game. So we're going to start the race. What you do is you start on any space on the start line itself, not on the grid next to it. So we've got 3 engines. We take our 3. We're going to, this is how I recommend doing every turn because it makes it absolutely easy to track where you're at. You're going to roll, you're going to mark your turn, and then you're going to assess where you're going. 1, 2, and 6. I would love to get to that space station and get some stinking shields. So how can I get over there? If I start here in the second row, then I'm going to run into that, and that's not great. If I take the 6, I go down. None of these options are great, but it is worth noting if a die would force you to go off the map, This will come up later on before I start, or after I start. If a die would force you to go off the map, you simply stop. You don't move forward that one space. No, you just stop where you are. You don't go off the map. You're just stuck until your next turn, and then you try to get a valid movement. Out of 1, 2, and 6, I'm going to go ahead and start here at the A, and I'm going to use the 2. I'm going to go forward and up. This is a great spot because as long as I get a 1, I can get into that space station and get those shields I really want. So I'm going to try moving along a little bit quickly, even though I'm playing and teaching at the same time. So second turn, we roll, we mark our turn, and now we assess our movement. You may be wondering, why am I marking the turn? So what's happening is, in a multiplayer game, whoever reaches each checkpoint first gets those bonus points. You get to mark that spot, and boom, you get the bonus points. Great, awesome. In solo, you're not racing against anyone else except yourself, so what you're doing is tracking your turns, and the moment you reach the checkpoint, you mark the box for that checkpoint, and any unused turns that you have left, you gain those as bonus points. Plus, so even though that's not technically needed for the multiplayer game, because you're gaining points based on who got there first, not how many unused turns you have, in the multiplayer game, it still makes it really easy to keep track of who's on what turn, make sure that you're all together if you're taking the time to mark these turns off as you go. So it's not a thing that's completely necessary in multiplayer, it just makes it easier to keep track of what's going on, if that makes sense to you. Plus, it's a really good habit to build so that when you start playing solo, you don't forget. Now, we did encounter a really interesting situation. As I said, I really want a 1. I desperately want a 1 so I can get up to that space station. I didn't roll a 1. The chances weren't great anyway with only 3 engines. So what I'm going to do, and as it says on your sheet, you can pay 1 battery to re-roll. That should actually say all dice, not 1 die. I apologize for that. But I'm going to pay a battery, and I'm going to re-roll and hope hope I can get a 1. I did not. That stinks a lot. A lot. That's really, really something awful. Ooh, because I've got no shields. I need a 6 so I can get away. Holy smokes, guys. This is going to hurt. I can take that 2 and get up to that planet that I don't need to go to. I take that 4 and get on past it. I'm just, oh my word. I'm going to go to the planet. So, this is a second turn. I already marked it. I paid for a reroll. I only get the 1. I'm going to go ahead and take the 2. Even though I've got 3 more turns, another thing I recommend doing is when you encounter a hazard, stop your movement, address the hazard, and then continue moving. That way you don't forget. In this case, we encountered asteroid cloud. I don't have shields, so we've got to roll for it. Let's see. I already know that I'm doing that movement, so I'm going to get these dice out of the way, and let's roll to see how I get hit. It's coming from behind, so I need a 2. Oh, yes. Barely missed me. Okay, fantastic. That's the best. I love you guys. This is great. 2-6, swung wide. Now we're going to finish out our movement. And now we're in line for that planet. Perfect. Let's grab our 3 dice. We're going to go on the 3rd turn. Yep. Basically, I needed anything at all. So I rolled my dice. I'm going to mark my turn like I told you. We're going to move the 1 space. And as I said, anytime you encounter a planet or a space station, you stop immediately. So we stopped, and I'm going to take some cargo. I'm going to mark out 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. I might as well spread those out just in case I take a hit. I don't want to lose all of my cargo because that's no fun. Great. Now we move on. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Sorry, move on to turn 4. 4, 4, and 2. Mark my turn. That is really garbage, guys. That is such That is, that's not good. I'm going to take a battery, or spin a battery. I'm going to go for a reroll. Again, very sorry the sheet says that. The final version will not have that error. That's the best I can promise right now. 2, 4, and 5. A 5 is not bad. 5 is not what I need. Holy smokes. I think I'm going to blow up. I think I am going to blow up on this demo because I am rolling terribly. Everything I rolled is going to run me into that asteroid, which I don't have a laser for. Let's see, the 2 and the 5. The 2 is no good. I'm only going to go 2 and stop. The 5 is not good either because it's just going to run me into that asteroid. So it looks like we're taking the 4. Let's go ahead and address that. I'm going to have to fight. Well, not fight. I'm going to get hit. 1 and 4 is not up here for some reason. 1 and 4 again, of course. 3 and 6. Yes! Swung wide. 2, 3, and 4. Wowzer. This is a bad game. This is not good. Gonna roll, gonna mark my turn. Of course, I roll the 1 and the 6 when I don't need them, and the 4 when I definitely don't need it. I could fly on through and hope. I've got enough crew. I could pick up some cargo, get some points, because there's no more space stations. Let's take that gamble. Let's go for that 4. 1, 2, again, no shields. 4 and a 5, nope. 5 and a 6, nope. Sorry. 2 and a 2. I think that's going to nail something. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm having absolutely terrible rolls and absolutely amazing luck with the hazards. Oh my word. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Hey, I didn't actually pay attention to the fact that I was going to run into that. Beautimus. Okay. So let's go ahead and pay. 2, 3. Yeah, let's be stupid and pay all the cargo. Or all the crew. Get some cargo. And keep on a truckin'. On a truckin'. Was that in turn 5? Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, cool. One thing I do like about this game is because of the way the map tracking works, you can actually just go back and count and see what turn you're on. It's not always useful. Sometimes it is. 2, 3, and 4, ironic. 5 would actually be really cool right now, but not as good as a 6, because a 5 would put me just past that. Yeah, it would. So 6 would be great. Except that I can't pick up cargo anyway. So yeah, we'll just take the 3. Oh, my mistake. Let's do that. We'll take the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, we are making good time, guys. We're flying by the seat of our pants. We're skin of our teeth. Oh, my mistake. Ignore that. What I do is the turn that you would hit the checkpoint, go ahead and mark the checkpoint. In this case, 2 and 2, it literally doesn't matter because I'm going to 1 space and stopping because then I encountered the checkpoint. Cool. So now we address points. For those Euro lovers out there who like to min-max their points and really, get the multipliers on top of multipliers, racing ahead like this is cool. At this point, I get 3 bonus points because I got there so fast. But what really, really, really gets your points, what really racks up or adds up over time is filling up those cargo holds, because every single time you hit a checkpoint, you get points for every piece of cargo you're holding, plus the bonus points for getting there so quickly. So in this case, we're going to get 3 points for the bonus, plus 6 points for all that cargo we've got. So 9 points on the first turn. And as long as I can keep from losing that cargo to pirates or damage, that's just going to keep stacking up and keep adding up and just be awesome. All right. So that should give you guys a good idea of how the game works. That was just the first leg of the journey. Not awesome, but also surprisingly good. This was almost record time for me getting there, and absolutely amazing that I managed to not take damage even though I couldn't defend myself. So that was awesome. If you have any questions, reach out to us on the Kickstarter page or on Twitter or even on Board Game Geek. If you want to watch the rest of the game, go ahead and stick around. I think I'm going to try to as quickly as I can finish this out so you get an idea of what a solo game looks like from beginning to end. As I said, the multiplayer game looks very much the same. I still recommend tracking your turns, even though you don't have to, simply because it makes it easy to make sure everybody's on the same turn, and then see who got there first. The one rule I guess I didn't mention is if two people on the same turn, two or more people on the same turn, make it to a checkpoint, they all share the bonus. Anybody who's behind them, who hasn't gotten there yet, they don't get the bonus. That should make sense. I'm trying to make this a little bit friendly on the rules like Benny likes to do, not a super mean Derik rule. All right, anyway, I hope that helps. And let's go ahead and continue this journey really quick. So I still only have 3 engines. Oh, no, that's right. We're at the space station. Yeah, we're at the space station. I get a free upgrade. Let's see if we can get some engines. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Battery, shields. We definitely needed shields, so that's fine. That's great. Let's throw that engine down here. I like sticking the shields out on the edge. That way it doesn't matter if they get blown off or if I use them, because they're out there getting used up anyway. Another trick with drawing, like I said, I cheat like mad when I draw the crew. For the shield, if you want to keep it from ending up too slim, it's a habit of mine, as you see, to kind of slant off to one side. With the shields, if you start just off of center and then do your dome, you end up with a more full shield. It's not a giant deal. It's just a thing I've learned and I like to do when I'm drawing. Sorry for the delay. Let's get this battery down. I'm going to throw it up here, and hopefully I can start spreading that direction too. And I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this crew. That's going to be sketchy. Going to be way sketchy. 1, 5, and 6 again. Oh, no. Yeah. I need crew. Yeah, let's do that. Crew. I'm sure I sound like a nut job, but yeah, let's get that crew. I love crew. Crew pays for repairs. Let's get this battery out in front. I am going to be really crazy and throw the shield back here, even though that means I can't use that shield until I use that shield. Hopefully this will work out. And thankfully I got more crew, so I'm going to buy this last upgrade. 1, 2, 4. Oh, yeah. Now, quick note. Won't always come up. Fortunately, it came up this time. You can have more than 5 engines. It's totally a thing you can do. You can load up as many engines as you want, but you will never roll more than 5 dice. Having extra engines is literally just, it's insurance. Now, what you do really, really want is a lot of crew and a lot of cargo holds, as I said, for tons and tons of points. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Give me some room. And shield, outstanding. I'm gonna be silly and I'm gonna do this. As I said, I like to throw my shields out on the outside edge if I can. That way, if I lose them, it's no big deal. Whereas, like in this case, if I lost that last crew member, I'm gonna lose 2 engines and a battery. That's no good. Shields are meant to be disposable. Let's stick them out on the edge where I can just throw them away. All right, that's my 3 upgrades. Let's go ahead and get this race going. I've got 5 engines, so I'm gonna roll 5 dice. Also, I really apologize if that's loud in the microphone. I can't tell right now. I try to be careful with that. So we roll, we mark. Unlike the starting point where you can start anywhere on that line, when you're going across the map, Once you hit that checkpoint, you're going to continue from that same spot. You're not going to be able to readjust. You're going to have to continue with the garbage that you've already started with. So 1, 2, and 2, 4, and 5. And this is actually a great example of why you're rolling 5 dice, why you want 5 dice, because the number of times I roll the same exact number is absurd. And it's obviously not helpful. So let's see here. We've got a space station, we've got a planet, and we definitely want the planet. Space station would be fantastic to get some more shields and protection, especially since I have so little cargo space right now. But that planet's just right there. Could I even get to the space station? I cannot even get to the space station. So we're not doing that. We're going to go to the planet, and we're just going to hope. So I'm going to take the 4. 1, 2, 3, coming from the front. Boy, that stinks to already be using that. Spin the battery. Spin the shield. I made a mistake, because now I can't just continue building shields. Stop the damage. 1, 2, 3, and then I made the planet. So now that I'm at the planet, spin my crew. I can't spin that crew. I don't remember if I mentioned it yet. If you use up all of a expendable item like this crew, that is the same as spinning a shield or taking damage. That's a dead spot in your ship. So if I used up this last crew member, I would lose those 2 engines in that battery. So that's why I'm being a little weird about what I do with my crew members, and it's so darn unfortunate. If I take this out, then my next build has to be off of this cargo hold. I can't just move forward from here, which is not a big deal because I have that cargo hold. Yeah, I'm gonna spend it. So at least that'll get me 2 cargo. And I'm gonna spread that cargo out again in case I take damage. I don't want to lose all of my cargo. Which also means I get to not worry about that planet because I don't have enough crew. Although in theory I could spin this because that's attached to the engines, that's attached to the laser. As long as I don't lose that battery, I'm okay. So I could theoretically spin that guy. It doesn't seem worth it. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 2. Remember what I said? You want those extras? That 6 is actually really cool because it'll avoid all the hazards. Yeah. Just to point it out, because I forgot to mention it earlier, the movement spaces have an arrow showing where you are, and then these X's show where you're going. So 1 and 6 are the only ones that don't go straight ahead. They cut off to the side. If you see, there's the arrow here, and then the next space is over here. 1 and 6 are the only 2 that immediately go diagonal. They're the only way to avoid something that's directly in front of you. And in this case, that's not bad. If I did, say I had a 5, I could, as I mentioned, I don't have enough cargo for it, nor do I have the 5, nor do I really want to spend the extra batteries on that reroll. We'll just take the 6, and then I can work my way back up, hopefully. My mistake, I got to do that first. Yeah. Build those good habits. Next turn. Roll, that's not awesome. I did need the 2. That's cool. 2, 3, 4, 6, and 5. Don't need any of those, just the 2, because the 2 is going to get me back up toward that space station. Yeah. I did it again. As I was writing, I knew I forgot. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's go. Yes, that 1 is exactly what I needed. It wasn't the most efficient. It wasn't the fastest way over to that space station, but we got there. Got the space station. Let's get our free upgrade. Holy moly, that is stupid. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it because that's a lot of crew. I can buy a lot of things with. Let's go ahead and start getting some crew up here. So I can start buying some extra things. Not buying, but moving around a little bit more, a little more freedom. And let's start getting rid of some of those guys. We hired a few too many, that's what it is. 1, 4, and 6 is not a good roll at all. I want cargo. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to throw that all away, and I'm going to take a cargo. Now we're going to pay for that final upgrade. 2, 2, and 3. Cargo, cargo, and laser. Hey. Again, this is not optimal, but it is actually pretty darn cool. So we've got 1 laser. Oh, we only have 1 laser. Yeah. We definitely want another laser. Yep, let's go. Let's go. I've got my 5 engines. Let us keep a rolling. 5, 5, 5, 5. That, man, my word. You would think my ship really wanted to go down. And not in a good way. I mean, if I take that 5, I'm going right into asteroids. If I take the 4, I'm going right into the asteroids. 6. Oh, that's where I am. I'm in a trap. There's nothing I can do except for run into things. That 5 is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and do it. Mark my turn, and then grab my movement. And you know what? It's coming from behind. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. I don't need this thing hanging out in back anyway. Let's go ahead and spin this one. Try and, spread it out a little bit. Oh, yeah. 1, 3, 4, 4, and 6. Those are some good options. 5 is actually what I needed there. Of course that is. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I got those extra batteries kicking around. I'm going to spin a battery, get a reroll. As I mentioned, that should say all dice, not 1 die. Yes. Yes. I'm not even going to move them. I'm just going to take that 5. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to roll. I don't even know what to say. We're just, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. I know you saw what happened. I'm going to let it go. That's fair. I could definitely use the extra cargo space. Wow. Teaching point, you don't have to take all the dice. I don't have a safe place I can put that engine, so I'm not going to take the engine. But because I don't hate the battery and cargo, I am going to take those 2. Normally, you would want to take as many of the dice rolled as you can, because why not? At the very least, it's extra protection. Whenever you start taking damage, you got extra parts you can throw away. But in this case, I don't have a safe place for the engine. I don't need the engine, so I'm just going to move on. Crew and battery. Yes. Yes. Let's go ahead and throw that battery up here, and we'll throw the crew here. I think we're in the home stretch. Guys. Turn 6, yeah. From here on out, I think this is going to be real smooth and easy because I've got my max number of engines. I have some crew. I almost said a lot. I have a lot of cargo space. I think we're going to have a good run. I think we're going to get some real points here. I just want to double check my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, sorry, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. I thought so. I was trying to be really diligent about that with you watching me. 1, 1, 4, 4, and 6. I think I'm gonna pay for that reroll because what I really want actually is 6. I roll 3s and 4s an awful lot, so let's go ahead and grab that 6. Duck in between these asteroids, and we're gonna get lined up for that planet. As I said, I think, yeah, that's dumb. But thankfully, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and mark our turn. I'm going to use the 2. Yep, we're going to run into that planet, and I'm getting down to the wire. This is a really good leg. I'm getting a lot done, and I'm also running out of turns. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I should use that one. Doesn't matter. Now that I've got all these extra parts, I'm going to start stacking these up so they're easier to count once I hit the space station. All right, this might be it. This might be the last turn for this leg, this section. Wow. Yeah. That would involve 0 movement, so I'm definitely paying the battery. Or, sorry, the battery cell to re-roll. I'd really like to move forward at all. Outstanding. Let's go ahead and... I've got a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we're going to mark checkpoint Bravo because no matter what, I'm going to get there. 1, 2, 3. It's coming from the front. I definitely have a shield that can deal with that, and it'd be nice not to lose stuff. Yeah. When I hit the space station, I've got to remember to try and get some more shields. And now, boom, there we go. Checkpoint Bravo with 2 extra turns. I would not have imagined that. So 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 11 points for Bravo. All right, and as I said, I'm trying to get through this really quick for you. I don't want to go too long in this video, so we're just going to keep racing right along. I'm at a checkpoint, so I get a free upgrade. 1, yes, and 6 and 5. Good enough, because that 6 will pay for 2 more upgrades, and I will make sure I focus very much on getting shields with those next upgrades. Let's throw some extra batteries. Gonna spend a crew, roll some dice. That is no good. I'm throwing that away and taking another shield. Gonna spend another crew. Ooh, I'm getting low on crew again. That is unfortunate. 2, 3, and 5. There's a fair number of asteroids. I'm going to gamble on the asteroids. I'm going to just go ahead and take... Yeah, I want lasers because there's some big pirates coming up. I don't think I'm going to run into them, but I might. Yeah, we're going to keep this. I'm sorry. I'm slowing down. I don't mean to. I get thinky sometimes. 2, 3, and 5. That's actually that's a bummer with the battery. I would have liked more crew. And the laser needs to go forward. Just in case. All right, let's go. I'm slowing down again. I'm getting into the game. I'm getting into my thoughts. I got to keep going. So we rolled. We marked. We've got 2, which is good. 5, which is not great. 3 and 4, which is always helpful. 1 would be really nice, because 2 1s and I could be at that planet. Nah, let's go for speed. We're going to hit the... Ooh, do I have a 2? I do have a 2. I can run... Yeah, let's do the 2. I think. Yeah, let's do the 2. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. I mark my turn. Yeah. 3 is what I need. Perfect. Let's mark the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's... Of course it is. Well, that means almost anything will land me there. Yeah. You guys can see that, right? Mark my turn. A 2, a 3, or a 5 will get me there. Boom. Let's hit the planet. Let's spin some crew. 1, 2. Do I have crew I can get rid of? Yeah. In fact, that is held on by that crew member and that crew member. So I'm going to hang on to that one. If I get rid of this guy... 2. Let's get rid of this one. Sorry, I'm slowing down again. All of my thoughts. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're so close. Let's see if I can keep from losing all my cargo. We're getting into a really big fist fight. I rolled. I marked. A 1 would be really good. 5, not great. 3, really terrible. I don't want to fight that guy. Although I have enough batteries, I definitely do not have enough lasers. I've only got 3 lasers. Let's grab that 1. I grab a 1 and then a 6, I'm going to miss. That stinks. If I grab a 1, outstanding. So there's nothing I can do to hit that planet unless I go through that pirate. And I can't go through that pirate without losing 4 cargo. Of course. Of course. A horse is a horse. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is turn 4. I can take the 3. I'm going to take the 1. I guess I'm going to take the 1. It's not great. Not good at all. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to be running into a lot of stuff. Holy moly. 1 and 2, 5 and 6. Let's mark the turn. 5 and 6. Honestly, a 3 would be really great. 3 or a 4. Because I want that planet. I want that planet. Let's spin the battery. Since I'm about to get kicked in the face anyway. Spin a battery, roll some dice. Yep, 3 and 4. That was exactly what I needed. There we go. 1, 2, coming from the front. The next one's coming from the front again. Are you kidding me? Looks like we're doing some gambling. We're doing some gambling, y'all. Gonna spin that on the first one. And I'm just rolling for the second one. We're gonna see what happens. 3. Where was I? I was here. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna deal with that asteroid last. Let's... Oh, my mistake. There we go. 3 and 4. Is that a thing? Is that legal? That is legal, and it's taking out that entire battery. All right, that's okay. That's okay. We can deal with that. It wasn't cargo. Thank goodness. The next one's cargo, but that was not cargo. Now our last movement's going to be the asteroid coming up from underneath. You've got to be kidding me. Holy smokes, I don't have a shield for that. Oh, please don't be cargo. Please don't be cargo. Please don't be cargo. Not a shield, a laser. 4 and 6 is not. It's not. 2 and 6 is not. 6 and 6. 4 and 6. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry this is so inefficient. It seemed to be the easiest. Of course. Holy smokes. Of course, I spent this stupid crew. Oh my word. I'm never getting that back. That's gross. I don't recommend it. Don't do it like I did. That's gross. Outstanding. We're going to take any one of those and run into this planet. Pick up some cargo. Wow, that's just awful. 1 and 2. I don't have to worry about upgrade space because nothing else. That's all attached, so I can get rid of this. 3. 1, 2, and 3. Cool beans. Let's get some movement. I've got a 3. That's all I need. 1 and 2. 1 bonus point. 8, 12, 13. Are you kidding me? What a difference. What a difference. If I had not spent that darn crew and I had not lost all of that cargo, what a tremendous difference this turn would have been. Goodness. Or at the end of the game, I should say. So, 25 and 9. Gonna put me at 34. 34 points! Woo! Let's check. Solo Play has a very helpful chart for comparing the quality of your run. And 0 to 20 is space bacon. You got run over. You're a piece of garbage. 21 to 35. We're going to skip that. 36 to 45, which I missed, is Season Pro. 46 and more is a veteran fighter pilot. 21 to 35, which I squarely land in. Mediocre. I recommend doing better than I did, kids. Definitely don't go spending the module that's protecting your cargo like I did, because holy smokes, that was stupid. I could have spent that up there. Would have been fine. I would have built off those cargo holds. Would have been totally fine. Racked up tons of points. Anyway, you got to see how dice trucking works. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, you want to send us pictures, show us the insane mess that is your ship, or the incredibly convoluted and stupid or very fast route, whatever you do, you want to share your journey with us, reach out. Obviously, the Kickstarter page, Twitter, I'm Fester Duley, or on Board Game Geek. You can find us at Dice Trucking, and hope to see you out there. Have a great day.